Well, it's the Off-Grid Amateur here, and today's video is about my waste oil burner. I built this so that I could utilize the oil, the residual oils that are left over in the 55-gallon drums that I make the Amicus smokeless fire pits from. I had to do something with that oil, and I'm not going to buy propane this year. I'm going to burn the waste oil. Now, my other video that shows this working from the exterior, this video is about how the interior is made. So right off the get-go, you can see right here, this is concrete. And it is around a 1-pound propane cylinder. These 1-pound propane cylinders are very difficult to dispose of. Most trash companies won't take them, and you cannot refill them legally. I know there's a tool you can use to refill them yourself, but you can't take them somewhere to have them refilled. So this video is about the construction, how this works. So let's zoom in a little bit tighter. Okay, and as you can see, this spins. This is the 1-inch that the computer blower is attached to. Right here is a 1-inch plug, a 1-inch T, and the 1-inch pipe coming through. The plug has 4 holes drilled on each side. They're kind of angled outward. And on the bottom side, there's also a plug, but I didn't drill any holes in that. Then you have 3 sets of holes that go around the entire T, and they're drilled kind of start straight, and then I tilted the drill bit and I'm able to drill them at an angle. So when this is in this position, it creates kind of a swirling effect, and it creates a vortex inside the burn chamber. But when you're first starting this this waste oil burner up, it's not up to the appropriate temperature, so you can't just do it with straight vegetable oil. I have to use a mix. I make it myself. I'm just blending gasoline and some of the waste oil, and what that does is it allows me to create a very thin, light oil that's a little more combustible than the veggie oil, but it's not straight gasoline. I don't like doing that because it's just too volatile. So I fill it with this to start until it gets up to temperature. Down here in the bottom, there's the 1/2-inch black iron pipe that's coming through this concrete. It has a slope or an angle to it, so it'll flow. It has to flow downhill, and it drips into the burn pot. But once it's up to temperature, then the concrete gets so hot, like right around 250, 300 degrees, it'll start to vaporize that oil before it even reaches the burn pot. So that helps with the burn efficiency. But when I started, I tilled it like this. The nice thing about this, I wasn't really planning on it, because this fitting galled it on. It right here at the threads, I can't get it to break loose, and that's fine because this pipe will spin inside the concrete. I can adjust the angle of the airflow based on the temperature. So when I first start it, it's like this, and that gives you that hot blue flame. And then after you get it going, I turn it more to an upright position, and that creates that vortex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of that oil I talked about in here, and then I'm going to light it. Okay, I filled this up just to the bottom of the 1/2-inch line that comes in and brings the waste oil in through the drip feeder. But there's just a little bit of oil down in there, and that in itself might light, but I have to disconnect or unhook, and it's just a friction fit, the blower. So there's no air flowing in this at all when I first light it, because it doesn't want to light. There's too much air. So you got to start it slow. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to light it. I've got my not so good propane torch here. So I'm going to try to get it lit and see if that'll light. That gasoline may not be the right mix, and if it doesn't take off right away, it's no big deal. I just throw a little bit of this charcoal lighter fluid, the stuff to use on charcoal grills. Throw a little bit of that in there. It's not as volatile as gasoline, so it lights easier, but without being nearly as dangerous. So we got this. We get that going. And as I said, this will start up and be a little bit smoky when you first start it. But I'm going to go ahead and put the blower back on the air inlet, and as you can see, it creates that vortex. It's spinning like crazy. It doesn't do it nearly as pronounced here, but to get it up to temperature, I have to start it like this. Okay, you got a nice hot blue flame there, and that's really what you're aiming for, to get that thing going up to temperature. And then after it reaches a certain temperature, it'll burn the veggie oil straight. It doesn't have to have anything added to it, no gasoline, no lighter fluid, no accelerants. All right, this has been going about 20 minutes. I'm going to remove this upper section, which is a 5-gallon metal bucket, from the flue pipe, so that you can see the flame burning here. So you know, obviously you wouldn't want to leave this open flame and unvented inside anywhere. You don't want to risk asphyxiation, but let's take a look to see how clean burning this flame is, dripping in between 100 to 120 drops per minute through the feed tube. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this apart right here, lift this off and set it aside. And as you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you there. Go in a little further. There we go. You know, this is a really clean burning flame. You don't really see any smoke coming out of it. And as this gets hotter, the sides of the concrete right now are right around 90 to 110 degrees on the outside, but it'll reach 300 degrees. And as it gets hotter, that flame will become more intense. And as I said, turning this allows me to adjust that flame to try to get that best, most efficient burn out of it. I like to keep it straight up and down once it gets hot, you know, but you can see that is a really hot, really clean burning flame. I usually start this up about at least 30 minutes prior to when I want to begin working in my shop, just to get the chill off and get it up to temperature. And as the day progresses, it just continues to climb, and the temp gets a little bit higher and higher and higher. So really stoked about not having to use propane this winter. You know, that is a huge benefit for me. It's a huge benefit for my customers that are buying the Amicus smokeless fire pits, because as long as my costs remain low, then their costs remain low. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am going to do one more thing. We'll put this back on, and I'm going to take you outside and let you take a look at the flue pipe on the outside to see that the gases are just clean and clear. You don't get any smoke coming off of this, so bear with me. Okay, so here's the cap for the flue pipe. It doesn't go up very high. It just comes out the wall and immediately exits. But as you can see, there is basically no smoke of any kind coming out of there, which indicates really clean combustion. And if you get in close, you can hear it. This is burning, and it's burning quite well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And if you want to get notifications when I post something new, go ahead and click that notifications bell. Appreciate you guys watching, and until the next time.